good evening everyone. I'm sorry and I was late for an hour. Yeah. Hello, how's your day? And how are you everyone? How are you? How's your day so far? And is your day treating you well? Or what have you gone through so far? Hello, yes. Alright, so how's your day so far and how's your week? Now let's wait for others to come online, alright? And let's wait for others to join this live video, live streaming, okay? Well, I'm sorry that I was late for an hour because I was caught up with something else. And anyway, I'm really glad that I can be able to talk again tonight. And tonight I'll be conversing in English only, okay? So for those of you who wants to listen in Burmese or in Myanmar language, you could ask help from your friends, or maybe you can translate later on. All right, so I'm so glad that I can do live again here tonight. Right, okay, so I have prepared 5 topics for tonight, and I'm sure that it will speak to you in any way. And because before I was preparing for this this live streaming, and whatever things that I'm preparing, it touches me as well, and it talks me, and it enlightens me, and I'm sure that this will help you in some way. All right, so yeah, tonight I'm wearing a wig. So how do I look? Okay, I changed my hairstyle because I'm wearing a wig. Okay, all right, so the first one that I want to tell you, shall we wait for more people to come online, or it just all right, anyway, okay, so thank you so much for those who are waiting and who have been waiting for me to view my live streaming, and I'm really appreciate it. Okay, all right, so hello, good evening, Situan, hello. Alright, smile, I love you. Okay, thank you for loving me, and because love is a great thing, and love only changes the world. Alright, so the first topic that I want to share with you today is about the best time is now. So what I'm saying, the best time is now. Well, the first thing is, if you love someone and if you need to apologize to someone, do it now, before it's too late, before it you know, if the situation becomes too late, or before it becomes before it's producing another consequences of not being able to say or not being able to apologize. Okay, so the best time is now. And if you want to apologize to someone, and if you want to say, you know, or if you want to confess your love towards someone, do it now. Because the first thing that you would just say that, okay, if I confess my love to someone, what if this person doesn't accept my love? Or what if this person rejects me? Well, so what? So that you could know that you could move on. You could move on you could move on easily. You could move on readily. That of course this person doesn't love me, and this person, he or she, doesn't love me, so I'll be able to move on quickly from where I am right now, right? So you would just say it, the best time is now. And also, if you need to apologize to someone, and if you, I suppose, and you needed to apologize to someone, and then you got to do it now. The only reason is you never know what will happen tomorrow. Maybe the person you're wanting and you are desperately wanting to apologize, maybe gone by tomorrow, or maybe you'll be never be able to get to see this person again anymore. So how are you going to do it? How are you supposed to do it? So the best time is now. All right, the third thing is why I'm saying the best time is now. Whatever you have been procrastinating in your life, like getting rid of the bad habits, getting rid of the bad thinkings, getting rid of the bad habits, and also bad addictions. You're trying to getting rid of the bad addictions, but you still can't do it. But you can do it right now, because the best time is now. As long as you keep your mind set into what you're supposed to do, if you have enough determination, you'll be able to get rid of all the bad addictions and all the bad habits that you'll be able to conquer and overcome and eradicate them from your life for eternity. It's the best time is now. And why you're procrastinating, and maybe you're procrastinating in way of doing things, like you know that you are in the wrong track, but you don't know how to get back onto the right track for some other reasons. And maybe you are thinking that, well, this is not the best time yet, so I would just go with the flow, and I will try my best to do everything I can right now and go with the flow with this bad addictions, or go with the flow with this bad habits. You might be thinking that way, but the best time is now. And the best time is now. You've got to choose now. Let's not procrastinate, because when we procrastinate something, you never know what will happen tomorrow, and these procrastinations might give you bad or deteriorated consequences by not choosing it. So the best time is now. All right. Alright, so if you have any questions, you could throw to me anytime during live streaming, okay? And I'd be delighted to answer the questions that you're going to throw at me. Alright, so the best time is now. That is the first topic. So the second topic that I choose for you today is being paranoid can make you survive. So when we look at this word paranoid, it's a disease, it's a personal disorder that it's a person is not able to trust someone with whole heart, and it's too doubtful. That is paranoid. But what I'm saying is being paranoid can make you survive. What I'm saying is, I'm saying it in a positive way. We got to be paranoid in failures. What I'm saying is, we shouldn't trust failures, and we shouldn't give full trust in failures, right? We shouldn't give full trust in failures. Why? That's the only reason is failure, it's not forever. That's why we should be paranoid in failures. Okay? We should trust some certain people. Yes, of course, we shouldn't be paranoid in other ways, but we should be paranoid in failures. We should be paranoid in failing at something, which means that you should never trust failure, and we shouldn't never trust failures. The reason is that failures are not meant for eternity, and it's the same goes for success. But I don't want to highlight being pessimist in telling about paranoid. When you check this word paranoid, you can see it in Google, and it would just show you many ways. Well, but I would just say that being paranoid can make you survive, because I failed many times before, but I didn't stop where I failed. I failed many times before, and I had many failures, and I had many mistakes, but that's where I learn from. That's where I grow. That's where I grow my inner self, and that's where I grow my outer self, and that's where I go beyond, sometimes beyond the imperfections. And we need to go beyond imperfections, and we got to accept our imperfections, because our imperfections are the best perfections. And what I'm saying is that if I give you an example, if I give you an instant example, well, the biggest failure in our life turned out to be the biggest or the humongous thing or gigantic thing that would propel you to the next level. Okay, you would say that, teacher, how would I believe that you're saying such thing, that how could such a failure could turn out to be the greatest triumph and the greatest victory? Well, I will tell you, when I was in 10th grade, among all my subjects, English subject is the subject that I got least marks. Means my English grade was the lowest among other subjects when I was in high school. But turned out to be that right now and along the way, and I am doing career out of teaching English, educating English in all assortments, in all diverse categories, and I'm teaching English. So what I'm saying is that your weakest point would turn out to be the biggest propelled missile for someone else's life, for the better world, and for yourself, and for your career, and for the whole world. So I got the least marks in English when I was in high school, but when I reached undergrad, all of my when I studying in Singapore, and most of my roommates, I would say housemates, they asked me to write their essays during that time, and I didn't know that right now, when I look back that situation when I was in high school, I thought that I would never imagine myself that I would become an English language educator and will be teaching a diverse sets of English from various paradigms and from diverse assortments of English categories. I would never thought myself and imagine myself that. Who believed that your weakest things has become the greatest victory, and which becomes the propel missile to enforce you to the zenith, which is the highest peak. Z-E-N-I-T-H, zenith, it's the highest peak. So your weakest or your meek things that you would be thinking that I think that is my weakness, and that is my biggest weakness. And remember, what I believe was God would turn around every situation like this, just a snap, within a snap. So, and I would say that in my life, I never have been used with my greatest strength till now. I've been used, and I've been living for a purpose, for the things that I'm very meek at, which is humble, and which is weak at, and which is feeble at. F-E-E-B-L-E, feeble. Feeble means weak at. So that's how my life. That's how my feeble point has been sending me and pushing me and promoting me to this level right now. And I would never imagine myself that I would ever had a master's degrees in education. Well, that is also, you know, before that I would just say that among my siblings, and here it's my story, and you could relate, and you would say that how could someone with a weakness, someone has the weakest, could be able to be used for a greater purpose? You know, among my siblings in high school, I was the least in academics. Means my siblings are much better in academics, and especially you know, parents usually compare to each other with the siblings, and you know, etc. But I never had never had in my life that I would become an educator, because before I was starting my Master of Education, I was just was doing my corporate things, and then I would never thought that I would become a teacher or an educator. But you know, sometimes, right, you know, if you have an innate wishes means like something that you wish from your heart, from your you know, from your desire, but which is true and crystal true, and which is authentic, and that appears at one moment, means that I really wish to, and I really wanted to educate others in many ways, like as in trainings and corporate trainings. So that's how it happens. So what I'm trying to say here is that, you know, our weakest point and the feeble point that you might be thinking yourself is the greatest thing that will happen into you. I believe in that, because that's how it is. And what we should do is we should keep trying, and we should do our best and be the best and do the best in our life. And it should be the way. All right. So if you have any questions, you could ask along the way. I would answer. Okay. Right. Alright, so before I answer any of the questions, let me finish my live streaming first, then I will answer the questions that has been asked to me just now. Alright, the third topic that I want to share with you today is about we should believe in fairy tales. Have you ever read about any fairy tales before, like Cinderella, Snow White, and the 12 Swans, and the Prince and the Frog, and Beauty and the Beast? Have you ever read all these books before? Or maybe you have watched before, or Alice in Wonderland. Maybe you have watched before. Well, I believe in fairy tales. Why? You know why? Because at the end of the story, so let's say when you read a book, and for the fairy tales book, at the end of the page, what will always say? What will always say? But here is blank. Okay, I'm just saying it's just an example. At the end of the book, it would just say it's happily ever after, isn't it? The prince and the princess stayed happily ever after, right? Happily ever after, right? So I believe in happily ever after. Right now, maybe your life is not at the stage of happily ever after. We are not. Means it's not the end yet. In the end, everything will be great. In the end, everything will be fine. But if your life is still not happily ever after, then it's not the end yet. You have chances, you have opportunities that will be knocking at your door anytime right now, or maybe a few days later on. So let's not grieve upon what we have right now, what we're going through right now. You know, the greatest people in life are not the smartest. They are the ones who endure the greatest. they would survive. They would survive in any situation, any difficulties, any tribulations. These other people would survive and would reach to the summit, which is the highest point, the highest peak. So that's why we should believe in fairy tales. You know, and when we read fairy tales, right, what do you come across? You would always come across the villains and the one who has mean character, the one who would harm you, the one who would, you know, trying to kill you, like Snow White, trying to kill you, trying to poison you, trying to toxic your life. But what happened? If you stay true, you win. So it's like Snow White, even though I could say that when we read Snow White, right, the book, the story, I would just say that she is a bit, she could be a bit dumb or naive. Like she's been tricked one time, she's been tricked second time, and she's been tricked to death in the third time, right? But she still accept this witch, right? This stepmother witch. Why? You know, when I read that, right, I ponder myself that she is accepting every bad opportunity, right? That is bad opportunity, not a great opportunity, good opportunity. It's a bad opportunity, but she keeps on accepting the bad opportunity in order to reach to the great opportunity, isn't it? The great opportunity is being kissed by a prince and making her life become a heavily ever after princess and being taken away to the kingdom, isn't it? So when I read that, I ponder myself that so it's the same thing in our life. In order to reach to the greatest point, in order to reach to the greatest opportunity, we are required to meet bad opportunity or poison opportunity. Poison opportunity. The first time she has been string with laces, right? The ribbons, laces with the ribbons, and when she has been laces with the ribbons, and she just fallen asleep, and the 7 drafts came in, right? So, and when I read that part, right? So this witch opportunity, this poison opportunity, represents the problems, the difficulties that we meet along the way, which are the bad opportunity, worse opportunities, and we got to meet it. And remember, there will be always someone who would help you, and because the 7 drafts represent someone who helps them out, who helps her out, so someone will be able to help you, even though you meet, you know, poison opportunity that makes your life toxic, right? So in order to reach to your final destination, we are required to pass along all the bad opportunities, and we need bad opportunities sometimes. You know, if let's say if the character Snow White was not taking this apple at the third opportunity, right? I mean, at the third scene, she would not be able to meet the prince or she would not be able to meet someone who would change her career and change her lifetime, right? Change her life for the lifetime, for, you could say, the happily ever after. She would never meet her happily ever after, isn't it? So it is, you know, we just need to be thankful for all the bad opportunity. And I know it's hard. I know it's difficult to accept all the poison opportunity, especially people who toxic you and who toxic your life and who toxicate your life, and you know, but you need them. You need that because you need to, in order to meet your prince. I'm not saying a literal prince, a man prince or a princess. What I'm saying that in order to reach to where we're supposed to be, we need to meet all kinds and all sorts of toxic opportunities. Okay? So the loss, when we reach to that point, remember that before you reaching to that point, remember, be accelerated for it. Be excited for that. Be excited that you'll be meeting your prince. The prince means the greatest opportunity. And maybe you'll be taken to a palace and able to rule together with him, together with his throne. Okay? So, be excited for your prince. Alright. Alright, so I have done with 3 topics. Alright, the 4th one is, you know, if someone say that when you lay out your plans, when you went to do something, so means like you wanted to do something great and you know that you're going to achieve, but someone would say that hey dude, or hey, I don't think it will be possible, it's impossible. Someone would say that. Well, out of 100 people, maybe 80 people would say that no, it's not possible to reach to Mars, or it's not possible to reach to the to do that or to do this. Well, I would say impossible is just someone's opinion. Okay, it's just their opinion. Their opinion doesn't define that what you can or you can't become. Okay, their opinion is their opinion. It's just their opinion. Your impossibility, you would think that I will not be able to achieve that within this year or that year. Well, impossible is just someone's opinion. Their opinion doesn't account you when you start do your work. Okay, so trust yourself. Remember when those people who say that will not be possible, I get that many times. I get that. Hope I don't think you will be able to do that. Hope I don't think so. Hope I don't think so. You don't have what it takes to become. I heard that many times. And especially if I give you my example, when I was doing my master's degree and I was doing part-time, and even even my closest friends, you know what would they say? Hope, are you sure you can juggle between work and studies? Are you sure you'll be able to pass all the subjects? Are you sure you'll be able to do well? They don't believe in me. They didn't. But I never had a flinch about it. Flinch means flinch, I never had a flinch about it. The reason is, the only reason was because I believe in myself and I believe in God. That's how it propels me to reach to where I'm supposed to be. And even my parents, during that time, even my parents thought that I was just wasting my time doing master, and I was wasting my time. It's just like, you know, I didn't really want to study, and I just want to flaunt that I am studying masters. In fact, no, deep down in myself, that I really wanted to do Master of Education, and I was a maniac in promoting education in Myanmar, and I was totally into education, especially transforming the higher education in Myanmar, and yeah, always had a vision to construct a full-fledged campus in public university in Myanmar, like University of Myanmar, like National University of Myanmar, like National University of Singapore. So that was one of my dreams, and this is still my dreams. Well, so to summarize, and nobody had believed that I would be able to do well in masters. Well, I did it, and without any but you know, when someone say that, let's just don't be enraged, or let's just don't respond to what they say, because they didn't know your dream, and they didn't have the right to not tell you what you can't become, right? So what the only reason what we should do is we should believe in ourselves, and if you believe, no one could stop you, no one would ever hinder you, right? So impossible it's just someone's opinion, so let's just not bother about it. Okay, do what you should do, love who you should love, and do your best. Alright, so now we are getting to the last point. Alright, so let's see this. Okay, so let's look at this water bottle. So what do you see? So of course, okay, let me drink first so that it will demonstrate you in a better way. Okay, you might heard that you know, you will see this is the, what will you see? What do you see? Is it a full bottle, or it's just a empty bottle? Is this an empty bottle? Okay, and then you would say that, okay, those who are negatives will see this as empty bottles, and those who are positives, those who are positive about everything will see this as something has some water in it, right? So negative people will see this as empty bottle. Positive people will see this as there is some water in it, right? Okay, but those people with the highest positivity will see this as, this bottle is refillable. This bottle could be refilled. Do you understand what I mean? You would think that your life is empty right now. Hey, come on, you could be refilled. You are refillable. Refillable with love, refillable with great things, refillable with positive things, refillable with riches, refillable with prosperity, refillable with great skills. So why do you are thinking yourself that you are empty? You're never empty. It's just that you need to get refilled. So just go under the water and get refilled. So how do we go under this water? So water represents how do you feel when you drink water? You get your thirst gets quenched, right? Satisfied. Same thing. If you want to learn something, if you want to get, be transformed, you need people who will guide you. You need people who would transform you. You need to read books that would transform your life. You need to be with people who would transform your life. You need to be with some mentors who will guide your life. Right? So people, you would just think that people with positivity would say that there's water in it, but with the negative people, this bottle is empty. But those with the highest positivity, those who are so optimistic, it would just say this is refillable. Same thing. Your mistakes could be revocable. You would say that revocable. Revocable means something you can erase it. Revocable ဆိုတာကပြန်ပြီးတော့ပြန်ဖြတ်လို့ရတယ် irrevocable ပြန်ဖြတ်လို့မရဘူး you will sometimes think that my mistakes are irrevocable. I don't think people would understand. Come on, people make mistakes. I make many mistakes in my life, but every mistake that you might is for another person to transform. Okay? So your mistake is not a waste. But the only thing is, are you willing to change? Are you willing yourself to be better? Are you willing to transform your life? Remember, your life is refillable. Your life is not a waste. And your life is not empty. Because you see things you see things that way. That's why you think that way. And the last thing that I want to share with you is every people we come across in our life, either good or either bad, or either the greatest or the worst people, just say thanks to them or thank them. You know why? Being brushed off and being polished by those people is making you who you are today. And just thank them. Okay? So, remember what I said. Okay, so let me answer some questions. No, many, not much. Alright, Saim Matsokum. Teacher, I would like to ask one question. How do you invest your time at a young age? Because I feel like no direction in my life suggests me. Well, that's a big question. And I would just say you frankly, okay? I would just answer you frankly, Saim Matsokum, if you're still there. My youth was never in a disciplined way. I mean, I never had a plan in my youth, but the only thing was that I learned from my mistakes, and I plan from my mistakes, and that's how I get my direction. And when I was doing my undergrad, I wasn't, to be frank, to be candid, I wasn't the top student, and I wasn't in the top scholar students. I was just one of the average above students. But I would just say that I just not in academics. I would just had so much interest in other business, like making money and doing social things to get know more people, and always building myself to become more highly EQ'd, means emotional quotient. So dealing how to deal with people and how to manage with people, and that was one of my I could say that is one of my strengths. And I really love to build trust and rapid relationships between friends and colleagues. Not exactly colleagues, especially friends and acquaintances, and also what I wanted was I know that I will be doing business in my life, but during that time when I was 19, 20, I wasn't sure that what direction should I go, or should I be going. I didn't know, but what I did was I took one step at a time with faith, a leap of faith. And so I would just say my youth wasn't that I mean, tremendously planned and disciplined child, and very studious and very bookish. No, I passed my youth like other people, like other teenagers and other young adults. But I could say you that direction is how you would know direction is only when you start. Then you would know your direction. If you don't start, then you won't know your direction, because our life is not going with a compass. But for me, my compass is God, but that's what I believe. But for others, I would suggest that our life is not going with compass, right? That would show you which is north, which is south. The only thing, and the several things that I did was just learning from my mistakes. And I made a lot of mistakes. Sometimes I purposely made mistakes so that I would know how to make it right. So, but that's a lot of consequences that I had to pay, but I could share others as well from it, but I don't suggest that way. And how do I invest my time? Okay, that one is that I love to read, but not always reading all the time. I had many social lives, and I travel to other countries as well, but I make friends, a lot of friends, friends as in not in like hanging around, going around and drinking alcohols and drinking beers and not like that. I had that when I was doing my undergrad. Of course I had my days like that, but not in inappropriate way. But what I did was I made a lot of friends, and I made a lot of connections, and investing time with creating something new. Like for instance, when I was doing my second job, I create many work systems that would make the work easier, and also I study from online causes, and plus, and also I do a lot of hands-on things, and I attended a lot of workshops. Even though my job didn't send me there, I did it with my own money. And of course, and I also do other things like singing, and I do dance, and I dance hip-hop when I was in my youth. I love hip-hop. I love to dance hip-hop. And yeah, investing time is like I learn a lot from other people, and I learn a lot from other people's mistakes. And when I meet other people, I usually ask their failures. I don't want to know their greatness things in life. It doesn't mean that I don't appreciate their greatness things or their victories or their triumphs. I do really appreciate, but what I asked them was, why do you failed? And what makes you think that way? And why did you make that failure? And I didn't blame, but I just want to know how did they overcome and how did they managed. And when I was in college, yeah, during my undergrads, I had a great friend as well. I had a great mentor, and mentoring me, making my emotions to be a better person, and making my EQ become the best. So I still have contact with this friend, a friend of mine, close friend. He was my great mentor, and from that moment I learned that we need someone in our life to transform as well, especially with our emotions, and also the way we behave, the way we react to something, the way we treat others. We need someone in our lives to correct and transform us. Okay, I think that was a bit long. So Kung, is that what you really want, the one that I answer, or was it a long wishy-washy answer? For me, I learn from mistakes. That is my only secret. I learn from mistakes, and sometimes I purposely make mistakes so that I know what could happen, what would happen, and how could make it better. But let's just not risk lives by doing mistakes, okay? Because some mistakes are a lifetime compensation. So I would not suggest, but if it is worth risking it, just do it. All right. Okay, Champion. All right, I would like to ask for some personal advices. I finished my studies in February. I've changed my career. I have a full-time job, and I'm still trying to build up my own organization. The thing is that I can manage my time for family, relationship, and friends. It's really tight for me to sleep early at nighttime. How can I arrange my time well? Well, okay. The first thing I want to ask you is, what kind of organizations and what kind of job that you are doing that you can't give time to your family and your relationship and friends? That's really wonders me. Okay, well, I understand that when I did my master's, I couldn't give time to anyone except for myself. So for the 3 years, I wasn't into any relationships at all, love relationships, okay? And also, I didn't even have time for my friends, but because I was juggling with work and studies. Well, but for your case right now, since if you are in a relationship, at least you should need your girlfriend or your significant other at least one day a week, just to put aside your time. And how do you manage? Well, okay, for myself, how do I manage is that when I focus on something, so not I wasn't planning in a calendar, okay, but what I did was when I'm going to do, let's say, one project, right, and I put it in not in a calendar, but I would just say it, I would do it within this date. So when I do this project, I would just finish this project without being, distracted by anyone. So it means, let's say, during that 2 days that when I'm focusing on my projects, if someone budges me, someone, interferes me, I would not even bother at all. I would not even answer at all. I would just focus on it because I must finish it and I pay for this, and if not, it would be a waste. So I would not let anyone bother me, and I would just finish it. And if I've already finished it within 2 days, and then if I set other things other days, I would not even look back to any of my assignments or any of my projects or any of the modules that I'm going to study for the next week, let's say, because I would not let my mind to be distracted with other things. That's how I did it. So when I do work at my workplace and on my work desk, I would not let any projects or any group meetings bother me. That's how I set my mind, to be more affirmative. Well, so that's how I do it. And sleep early at night. Well, if you're doing something consecutively, of course you will lose sleep, but you need to discipline yourself. If you're going to sleep by this time, by hook or crook, means by hook or crook, you just get into your bed, get your ass into your bed, and then just off the lights and sleep. And if you set your alarm to this time, then try to get up, and then that's how you discipline yourself. And when you are going to meet your girlfriend, champion, I suppose you have a girlfriend, to her that you're going to give time to her a few hours, like from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So enjoy your time with her, these 3 hours, and then after that, just forget about her. It's not as in like, forget her for forever. It means don't let being bothered, and then just get back to your work. And just tell her as well, I'm going to give you 3 hours, and then the rest of the days I need to do other things as well. You can't just be clingy and being with me all the time. If you want, just follow me around wherever I go, but I don't think really she has her own life as well, I believe. So that's how you can do it. So, and I think you are even busier than the president. It's just that you need to manage your time well. So like meeting your girlfriend, and if you have work to do, and just from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. you're going to do your work. I know you are not doing your desk-bound job, but you have to discipline yourself. 9 to 5, that's it. After that, I'm not going to bother by anything at all, no matter what people approach me or no matter how the things approach me. That's how you can do it. Okay, that's how. And then sleep regularly, at least 6 or 7 hours, at least 6 hours, at most 7 hours. Or maybe one day for a girlfriend, one day for family, and the rest for yourself. Okay, right. I study engineering, but I'm more into business. I'm trying to build up online education platform for those who want to learn the things they are interested in. Thanks for your advices, which is so worth for me. All right, thank you so much for your compliment, Champion Jor. You can do it. Why not? Nothing is impossible. Okay. စကားလေးရှိတယ်လေမဖြစ်နိုင်ဘူးဆိုတာမရှိဘူးမဖြစ်သေးတာပဲရှိတယ် okay All right, thank you so much for asking as well. All right, so I'm going to end my live streaming. I'll be coming with much more better topics and more interesting and alluring and striking topics for you to be enlightened, enlighten your mind and soul. I'm Miss Hip Territory, and thank you so much. And of course, God bless you wherever you are, bountifully in every aspect of your life. And God loves you so much too. Night, sweet dreams. Bye.